GM. Fomoverse Radio. This is your show host, Austin Hamilton. Today we have the one and only CFIBEN. What's going
Hey,
on, my brother?
just enjoying the last bit of summer in sunny England, as you can see. Yeah, beautiful over here.
That's awesome, man. Great to have you on the show. Well,
Good to be on.
why don't we start off? Tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we'll just kind of take it from there.
Yeah, sure. So I got into crypto back in 2017, dabbling with Ethereum, Bitcoin. Love what it's all about. Like everything, when I go into something, I go into it. I become obsessed with it. So I'm spending a lot of time riding the waves. I got in at a good time when Bitcoin was £3,000. I mean, that's not a good time for people who got in years earlier, but I feel it was a good entry point. And I learned a lot. I learned a hell of a lot from getting in at that stage. But I've got my own businesses. But I can see the benefits of crypto, NFTs. I want to integrate them into businesses and basically build. I love a bit of property development. I've got a football agency, and the goal with that is to develop talent and eventually integrate NFT technology into commission structures from players. So basically try and give back to fans and basically change the industry, because the football soccer industry is crying out for change, because it's not the greatest industry at the moment. But I get to work from home and spend a lot of time with my family. I think I've got the balance right. So for me, I just got into pack and NFTs by chance. And it's just sort of snowballed from there, really. And I find myself part of the pack community, and I love everything that's going on. There's some very good people in there, and
Very talented people.
Yeah, I'm blown away. Sometimes I hear what people are saying and what they're doing, and it's just like, wow, like we're such a diverse bunch from all over the world. And I think everybody brings unique skills and to the community. So it's exciting being part of it. So for me, it's just trying to work out what my part is. And we've tried to do something with a Web3 business, didn't really work, but that's part of the learning process, right? So the plan is to do more. But I'm excited with Web3 and what's going on. And with my mindset and mentality, I want to really integrate it into football, because I think that would give me a real unique selling point to my agency.
So when you say integrate it into, football, are you talking about like maybe the players getting paid like their salary in crypto, or how would you like integrate it into those kind of aspects?
So what I was thinking of would be in football, you've got like a football pyramid, and you've got the people at the top earning a lot of money, and a lot of people at the bottom tend to get forgotten about, like the scouts, the people in grassroots sports. So for me, what it was if I identified a talented player that signed with me, one of the first things I would say is like, right, okay, I want to know the 20 most influential people in your career up to date, right? It might be a high school teacher, anybody really. And I would sit down with the parents and say, this is how it's going to work. What we're going to do is, my fee is say 5% or whatnot of the total contract value. What we're going to do is we're going to slice that in half, typical FOMO style as well. So it goes in half, and say if I took £1 million, for example, on a deal, that £1 million would be split in half, and the NFT holders would then have their half distributed to them. So for me, nobody is getting forgotten about. The first person that spotted that talented kid will get some money down the line. They'll still have a relationship, because it will be connected to tickets to games, meet and greets, and all other things, so that basically the player never forgets the people that have been as part of the. So that will have some intrinsic value, because what will happen is if I'm doing a deal with that, NFT will be worth money. So if the individual wants to sell it, they could sell it as well, because someone else could then. It's almost like
it's like a VIP access kind of
pretty
token.
much so. Yeah, pretty much so. But the player could go on to extremely high levels, you know, and they might bag this for a very for a bargain as such, and the player could go on to be a top player, and then all of a sudden they've got access to them for meet and greets and events and whatnot. So that's what I'm trying to do.
I love that.
Yeah, it's you know what,
Thinking
it's
of
so,
something outside of the box.
yeah, completely, it's
You know.
completely different. And for me, I've spotted some talented players from a really young age, because my son plays at, you know, a good level of soccer, football, so I know who the talented kids are around. So for me, I've even done an NFT for one child. He's very good. Probably he'll play for England one day. He'll play for the national team easily.
Wow.
So I know his dad, and you know, at this time, like the family.
Do his parents play?
His dad played. He played for Paris FC. His granddad played. So you know, there's history in the family of playing. But this kid is an incredible talent, and you know, I've helped him since, you know, advise him from the early days, and we're good friends. We hang out together at New Year and stuff, and you know, it's authentic. Like for me, I always I watch something like Jerry Maguire, and that's how I see my agency, like that sort of relationship with people being
I love
different.
that.
Yeah, it's
I love that drive, man. What keeps you going?
I tell you what it probably is I'm obsessed with environment. I'm obsessed how our environment impacts us. So like for me, even when you walk in the door of my house, I've got like an echo show. So the music come in. So the music, I've got certain smells. You come in, and everything is geared up to make me feel good. And I know that, I guess for me, when I was growing up, I lacked opportunity. I won't go into too much detail, but like I didn't have that support network around me. So for me, I want to provide it for my children, and then others beyond that. You know, like I'm 100% guy in when I do things, and for me, I look at it and I just think, you know, with football, um, I can help people, and I love helping people. That's what drives me. That's what I like. No matter what I do, development, like I like property development because I like seeing what it was to what it becomes, and when it's something beautiful, I can sit back and I'm like, that's where I get my buzz. So for me, standing next to a player, you know, with my arm around them and, you know, a picture, it's not about the money. I don't care for the money. The money's a bonus, but for me, it's being part of the journey. And I guess this is the whole thing with the pack ecosystem as well, and everything pack. I don't care about the value. It doesn't bother me, you know, and it's just being part of something, contributing, and just being part of the process, not just the end result as such.
Right, not just the flippening, not
Oh
just the
no,
flipper.
yeah, exactly. I mean, when I first got into pack, that's what happened. Is I was in a group, and basically they was all a group of flippers. There was hundreds of them, and they was just flipping in and out. And the guy that ran it would say to me, like, Ben, like this pack stuff's going to be a long hold, and I'm like, that's fine, I can do that. And I did, and I have, and I carry on doing. And you know, I've left the group now, and I said to the guy, "This isn't my style. I'm not short term. You know, it's everything is like it for me, for my life. I've got like a um a year, a 2 year, 5 year, 10 year plan. So I think long term on things as well. So it's
What is
yeah.
this alpha chat that you were in?
Which one? Sorry.
Which one was this chat that you were in that you were getting
The
all
chat.
this advice?
Oh, okay. It was a private invite only NFT flipping group. Basically,
Was it
what's it
like
called?
Twitter message or Discord
No,
or
it's a Discord. It's a paid
yeah?
service. But yeah, there was people in there, and they would post their profits every week, and there was people making some serious money in there. But the guy kept saying, you know, Ben, you need to diversify. You need to get into this. You need to do that. I said, I haven't got time for that. Like, I'm not in it for that. Show me one good project where it's, you know, and I got involved. And Lost Poets was the first one I got involved with because I found it interesting.
Love
So I
Lost
was like,
Poets.
yeah, I mean, the concept of it is just fantastic, you know. Everything is a game, and like everybody's playing their own game, everybody's creating their own value, and you know, even what you're doing here, what I'm doing, like we're all creating our own stories. And with my poets, I name them after people that I love, and the plan is to give them away to the people
How many lost
One day
poets do you have?
I've got nine
Okay.
poets, but they're
Why
all
don't you
sort of
just get one more? You could get the, like the little 10 lost poet little Discord tag.
Do you know, I have been buying up some other bits and bobs in the background to increase my holdings. So it wouldn't surprise me if I bought another one. I'll probably buy some more stuff. But I've been concentrating on merge at the moment because I'm part of the merge club. So I've been buying a few merge as well.
Oh,
So
we can pull up merge here.
yeah, yeah. I mean, the concept of merge as well, like to me, is I get it. I just get it. I get how it works, and it's an opportunity to be part of something. Like the story, like the plan for me is around my house. I've got my pack artworks, and it's always an opening, conversation starter with people. They ask me about what's this dot on the wall, and I sort of explain it to them. I get them to scan the QR code, and they can sort of see what's going on, and that's just sort of like what, like some people just get it, and I find it very, very interesting, like, what's going on with it. And, I've got some matter as well from the first round of merge games one or whatever it was. But yeah, for me, like art is, I guess this is why I'm into pack, because art, to me, it's about the story behind. If you just have a picture on the wall and it's just generic, what's the point? Like for me, I like stories. I like the stories behind art. So I guess that's why I can relate to sort of lost poets and even merge. Like it's all on chain, isn't it? You can see everything. Like there's no hiding place. Like you can see people that have been part of something, and it's going to be there forever. So it's just yeah, I think it's being part of history, isn't it? Because it's the biggest selling collection of all time. So
I love how
why
you say
not?
no hiding places.
Yeah,
It reminds me of when there's a few guys out there, I like to call them assassins.
mm,
They've been taking out some pretty interesting mass here or merges.
yeah,
They're taking out the blue guys.
yeah,
So, for those of you or those of you that are watching here, like this right here, the M279, if somebody sent this a black or a white, M280, it would kill off this blue and make it black. Is that
yeah,
correct?
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, I look at the craziness of like the M1s, for example. Like, I think in years to come, there'll be a lot of value in having just an M1. Like, so I think to
It
me, I've
is
got
kind of
that.
a cool concept. It's different,
Yeah, it's totally different. I mean,
you
it's
know?
it's the value in something small rather than it being big, because no matter what, it's someone's held on to it. And I think now the floor price isn't too far off from where it was originally minted. So for NFT projects, for most people, when they're talking about NFTs, it's not far off from where it was anyway.
Right.
And the
Could get it at a
supplies go.
discount.
Yeah, exactly. And the supply is
Yeah.
going down. So for me, it's just when the next game kicks in, because it will kick in at some point, and it will be about merging. So what you want to do is you want to have as many M1s, because you want to do as many merges as possible. So for me, I've been stacking M1s, and
How many different
trying to
wallets do you have with M1s?
quite a few, quite a few.
You
I've got
can't you
quite
can't disclose that.
no, no, but I've got quite a few because I'm getting myself ready for season two. Like if season two comes around, and and also I'm sort of future proofing myself because I'm part of Merge Club as well. If the
Okay.
floors gets to like something like one ETH, two ETH, three ETH, four, I don't want to be paying 3 or 4 ETH and I don't want to let the team down for
Oh, that's
the Merge
awesome.
Club.
Take one
So
for the team, man.
yeah, so I've made sure I've got enough to probably last me a couple of years if the merge keeps going on and we keep doing it. So
Wow, look at this floor on Matter. Look at
mm,
this. I mean, it's very thin.
yeah,
You know,
very thin.
couple matters, boom, boom, boom. You
Mm.
got Perexiadis cluster, and then boom, you're at a 1E floor on Matter.
Yeah, I think the same with FOMO. Like, I mean, something comes out and it's connected
Oh
to
yeah.
some real value. I mean, they're
Oh,
like
here,
what? it to me it's a no-brainer. Like so yeah, I mean, but for me, I like the art, I like displaying it, I like looking at, like, I know it's just a symbol, but it's what's behind that symbol that gets me sort of excited.
Yeah, there's just a few of them, and then you got a one ETH floor there.
Yeah,
I think you might be able to get them on a discount, maybe like Blur.
yeah,
There's some other platforms that you might be able to buy it a little bit less. Nifty Gateway. Have you been on Nifty Gateway at all lately?
yeah. Not recently. I've sort of I'm doing stuff quietly in the background, but not doing as much as I used to. Like my focus at the moment is solely on my wife's business and my business and supporting the kids, and as and when I can do stuff, I'm getting involved. I'm looking in, and I mean, I always find it crazy like how many uh how to people find the time in Discord, because there's some people there all the time, and I'm like, I struggle to keep up. Like, I'm trying to juggle things around, and I'm like, how do people find the time to keep up with it all? Like, it's bonkers.
It's magic. They just
But
never sleep. What was
yeah, I
it like
mean,
Dell back in the day? Like I think he said he sleeps like 4 hours a night or something.
wow, I was up at 1:30 in the morning.
Oh, were you?
Yeah, I just woke up and I was looked in Discord, and someone shared my screenshot or whatnot. I was like, here we go. But yeah,
Oh boy.
yeah, I said when stuff's going on, I've just got my mind just I've got stuff going on, and like I said, I live on a development at the moment. Still, my house is still being built, so it's yeah, it's constant.
Man, there are some steal deals going on right now.
Mm,
So this piece, are you familiar with this artist here, Sky Golpe?
no, no,
Oh my god. So this is a, let's see, 1 of 10. Original price 14.5. Just sold for 1100.
wow,
Yeah.
that's some discount, isn't it?
Yeah, and then I just seen a FIWO, and I used to have one of these pieces. Moving on, it's actually one of my favorite from FIWO.
Wow,
This one right here. Back in the day, I think they were selling for like 25,000.
wow,
Somebody just bought for 2 grand 16 minutes ago.
wow.
Yeah, some crazy stuff. FIWO's getting ready to do a new paint drop. Have you been hearing about that?
No, no, but I've been off the radar really.
Okay.
Sort of yeah, been distracted. I'm basically just sort of focused on the pack stuff and
Uh huh.
just building, collecting and stocking up on those really.
Okay. Just kind of staying in that single lane. Just
Yeah, yeah. I
tunnel
mean,
vision.
for me, it's always worked, and I look at his actions and see sort of what's happened with Pack over time, and the whole thing with, yeah, there's been things that haven't gone to plan, but it's how you always react to them, isn't it? Like, so refunding the gas. I mean, to me, that didn't need to do that. That was a top gesture, and
Was that
raising
from
money for other.
Ash 2?
Ash 2, yeah, yeah, they're
Okay.
from Ash 2. So that wasn't necessary, but Pack done that, and other things like fundraising, and doesn't need to do that. So for me, that shows, a level of integrity.
What do you what do you see the POC ecosystem look like moving forward? Like, if you had to predict a year or 2 years down the line from now, what do you kind of envision it looking like at that time?
It's really hard, isn't it? Because when I first got into it, I loved what the ecosystem was all about. But now it's sort of everyone's like, when's the update? And I think everybody's just they don't know. I don't know what's coming from it. Like there's so many mechanisms at play. How is Pack going to attach value to it? What is this update? I think I know there's been problems with the team, and there's a new team now and everything. So what's the I have no idea. I mean, I think he's going to blow people away. I hope that he blows people away with what he does, what Pack team does with this. But for me, it's yeah, I have no idea until he comes up with some sort of update. I mean, I check in on Ash. regularly. I see there was some movements from people with the last week sort of exiting. But yeah, I don't even know where it's going because there's no clues really, is there? Like what's going to go on? And Pat comes out occasionally and says that he's surprised that it's still a thing. That was some time ago, but it's there's been tweets about not putting anything out there because they don't want to upset other people because it's going to be so big. So maybe
Really?
the best, yeah, maybe the best thing is to what's the saying? Over under promise and over deliver. That's I mean that's maybe that's what's going on now. Maybe it's just the calm before the storm. I don't know, but for me, I always wanted to have a decent amount of ash and yeah, position myself well within the ecosystem. But with stuff that can be burnt. But sure, I mean the update's long overdue, right? But I'm
Yeah.
patient.
So
Like
so they have that
I'm
new team with what is it? NFT
mm,
Studios.
NFT Studios. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So they just teamed up. I've been seeing NFT Studios do other things too.
Mm.
Um, right here, this announcement back in April, it says, "We are thrilled to announce that we have raised a strategic funding round led by OG artists and entrepreneurs, Murat Pak, Whale Shark ETH, Tom Sachs, and Hackatow. Today marks the start of an exciting era." So this is back in April. Let's see, May, June, July, August, September. So we're like 5 months in. I mean, they have to be very careful with their
Mm.
next moves. Just like with anything, you know, I think, depending on what you're putting out there for people to see, how they're interacting with it, can really affect your image. So I
Yeah,
think
absolutely.
I think they're just trying to be very careful right now with what they put out and how they're going about everything right now. So
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I think there's no point in rushing things. I tried to launch a t-shirt company, a t-shirt business, and that sort of that was my first venture in Web3, and I kind of rushed it out. I made t-shirts, I manufactured them, I got them all ready, I worked it all out, and this was before the war in Ukraine
okay,
kicked off, and I was working with a Russian developer, and
nice.
yeah, they just disappeared on me, literally disappeared on me. So it was yeah, painful, very
What?
painful.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Did
painful.
they
Yeah.
take the money and run?
Yeah, yeah, pretty much so. Yeah, yeah. Didn't I couldn't get hold of anybody. So when you've got problems, it's I understand problems. I mean, like when I moved to this place here where I'm at now, I've got followers on my Instagram account, and the plan here was to build a football center, build a football pitch in a garden back here, and basically a center for players to come and train. But I've had nothing but problems and things being out of my control. Councils, I've got an appeal going through on a planning application that's taken over a year. So sometimes people's hands are tied, and I'm guessing this is what's gone on with the pack ecosystem. Like something's happened in the background that people aren't privy to. So I don't constantly update my followers on my Instagram channels because there's nothing to say. Like there's a process, and it's just I'm literally waiting for the process to go through, and I have a feeling that it might be a similar situation with Pack and what they're trying to achieve because it's just sometimes things are out of our control, right?
Yeah, definitely. Things can get a little, you know, dependent on the market too, as
Mm,
well. If you want to get into like, economy, finances, stuff like that. Like, I think every NFT is pretty down right now, or any like artwork is, you know,
yeah,
down in value versus what it was evaluated back in like 2021, 2022. So
yeah,
I think, with that information out there, people just need to make smart decisions. Now is a very good time. I don't know if you follow Crypto Cousin. He trolls a lot with like crypto and NFTs and stuff. He's pretty funny. I think he lives in like Australia. I think he moved to like Dubai. But he
right.
says, quote, buying NFTs now is like buying crypto pre 2017. And I was like, oh, I mean, I kind of like that, coming from a huge influencer. or no, he says buying NFTs now is like buying the 2008 crash, which, same thing. But
Yeah.
I think there's some very great opportunities financially wise.
Oh,
And
there
do your own
definitely is.
research. Like, this is not financial advice.
Yeah.
This should, yeah. Anyways, um, but yeah, there is some great opportunities out there, like X Copy. Um, they have some pretty low floor prices right now. Um, I guess if one of my buddies, he sold a Bored Ape Yacht Club right
Wow.
before they went from like 60 ETH. What are they? Maybe like 30 ETH or something like that right now. I'd
Late
have to.
20s or
Oh,
yeah.
20 ETH. Okay. Yeah, so he sold at 60, and we just like watched it go down, and I was like, dude, you were such a genius for selling when you did, because like, now he could buy like two or three for what
Yeah. Yeah.
he sold it for. So it's cool, to see people have success in the space. I seen some statistic the other day. It was like 13 out of 100 people succeed in the stock market, like
Yeah.
they're positive. But then it was like 1 out of 100 succeed in NFTs and crypto. And I think that's just, a little reminder, like it's okay to not always win, or it's okay to not, always be able to flip and make a huge profit. But
Yeah.
I think it's another great opportunity to meet new people like yourself, CFIBEN.
Yeah.
Thank you. And yeah, I'm just, I'm still here having a great time. I've been spending a lot of time, I have it in my background in the Tijo Discord. Not sure if you've ever heard of Tijo, but he's a pretty cool artist from Canada. Um, so yeah, I'm just following like all these new artists, and it's amazing to see even like these bear market times, all these like amazing artists coming out and emerging, and yeah. So, anything else that you want to chat about? Looks like we're running about 31 minutes here.
Yeah. I mean, we could talk about my like V Friends was my
Okay.
entry to crypto. Gary V, big influencer. Loved what he was doing. I bought a responsive RAM for zero point 0.5 ETH
Okay.
and made some money on that one. But then he done his book games giveaway as well. I remember that you had to buy, I think, 9 books for one NFT. And at the time when that was going on, I was like, this is good. Gary V is, he's created all these characters, which at the time I was thinking, this is going to be great because this is going to teach children the emotional skills that they really need. There's something for everything in there. Mine was, for me, I'm super responsive. So the responsive RAM for me, it was fitting because I'm super responsive. So yeah, there's all these characters, there's all these books. He's taken it to the next level. But I thought that there was going to be some sort of give back, some sort of scheme so that funds would be redistributed back to NFT holders. So I was super disappointed that nothing ever came of that. Like, to me at the moment, it seems like they've extracted a lot of value.
And haven't
They've given
really
a bit
putting
back.
back.
No, I mean they've done the V conference, great, but like, where's the actual? I mean, the way I saw V Friends was like that it was going to be there was deals going to be done with TV companies, intellectual property rights, and that would be redistributed amongst the NFT holders. That's what I got excited about. But then
Hmm.
once it didn't materialize, I sort of exited. But again, I've seen that the price of that just sort of just drop down.
Was that kind of talked about, or was that like promised, like value
Yeah,
is going to be given back?
yeah, there was talk about all these. I've got what Gary's like anyway with his.
He's a
He does.
salesman.
Yeah, he creates a hell of a lot of hype, and to me, I've followed his stuff for years, and but for me now, there was nothing. He was creating so much value for himself and for his companies, but it was like for the people, like, yeah, there's a conference which is great, but what's beyond that? Like that he's making all this money with merchandise. Like, surely there should be something going back to the holders, right? Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know, but
I mean, if he said that, that's the thing. Like with me saying, you have to be very careful, like with what you say or do,
mm,
especially like having a large audience. Like these big players in the space. Like if he like hinted that or said that, like I could see why
yeah,
that would make a lot of people angry. Like you would buy with that promise,
yeah,
and then later it's like, oh no, well, we did this or that. Like no, 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 no. You said this, So you
Yeah.
have to follow through with what you say.
I think the value he was putting out there, first of all, was VCon, wasn't it? It's like, come to this conference, it's going to be brilliant. And that was the value. So people bought into that, and which is great. But I think he's got such an opportunity now to do something really wonderful with it, because, I mean, I could see them doing TV shows and all sorts of stuff for kids. And, that would start a big run, if all of a sudden he was redistributing royalty rights to holders. And, that'd be interesting. But I guess...
Has anybody done that?
No, I think someone should, though. I think it'd be great. Like, if someone done that, that would, to speculate on what's going to go on with PAX ecosystem. I mean, I don't know. Like, there's something going on with Lost Poets to me. It's not just, I think there's more to it. There's definitely more to it, but it hasn't been finished, has it? It's still playing out. So,
yeah, we're still not on like the final act, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's where we want to get. And now the team's changed over. Everybody's been extremely patient. I think there should be something, but again, maybe it's the under promise and over deliver. That's where the results come.
That's awesome, man. Well, hey, CFIBEN, thank you so much for coming on the show, brother. It was so great having you.
Yeah, great to chat and meet you face to face.
Awesome, brother. Yeah, we'll see you in the Discord, and we'll see you around, brother.
Definitely. Good man. Brilliant.
Have a great weekend. Thank you.
You too. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Awesome. I think I'm leaving meeting now.